In West Philadelphia, born and raised, do not call him the Fresh Prince. Derek Hayes is about to be the king of casual dining. Let's talk about your cheesesteaks. Welcome to Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival.
Hey, man, that was a nice drop. I got to take that. I'm had to tell Will, like, you had to help him out. No, but I feel good. I feel blessed. I feel a lot of energy in the room. And I feel great that I just watched my two good friends just kill a 20-minute film and it had so many emotions in it, 333. So shout out to Notori and 2 Lewis.
Shout out to them, but now we talking to you. We got to talk about this restaurant, how it's climbing the list, right? You battling with the Chipotles, with the Dave's Hot Chicken. Where did it all start?
It started with a purpose. My father died in front of my face from lung cancer, and I always wanted to just make him proud, so I moved from West Philly to Atlanta. And I was looking around for a business, and first thing I did was I was selling water ice. It's Italian ice. Nobody in Georgia knew what that was, so they thought I was selling cups of water. And I'm like, Mom, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm like, this ain't working. And she told me, she was like, you know, you should do the cheesesteaks like you really wanted to. You should put the kitchen in the restaurant, because I started in a little Shell gas station in Dunwoody, Georgia. Nobody believed in what I was doing. And the best thing about making something happen for yourself is to keep your own battery charged. Because when somebody don't believe in you, you can get knocked down so many times you don't know how to get back up, but your faith keep you going. That's God, and that's your crazy mindset in your brain to say, you know what? I'm okay with people not believing, I'm gonna do it. And my biggest drive, I used to try to say, I'm gonna show people I could do it, and it wouldn't happen that way until I said, I'm gonna show myself I could do it versus doing it for other people. And now I'm ranked 6th in the nation in fast casual, first African American to ever grace a list. But you know, it's not all about the accolades, it's about showing people that you could do it, that come from communities like you with lack of resources, and also moments they don't understand that they're gonna get through.
Family tells you that you should do the idea that you want to do, which is the cheesesteaks. Where does the recipe come from? Is this a homegrown? Is this you in the kitchen as a crazy alchemist, or is this a family recipe?
So I'll say this. I thought I was gonna make it to the NBA. I was an athlete.
Didn't we all?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get there. Broke my heart,
all?
Man. But you know, the good thing about the things that I created inside Big Dave's was that one thing called the seasoning, that spice. It came from my grandfather, my father, my mother, and my grandmother. Those people, I took a piece of everything that they used to make, and I took their seasoning and I mixed it together.
So you taste family every time you eat one of your
really
cheesesteaks.
And how that happened is my grandfather, I like that song you were singing with Will Smith. In the summer times, my dad and my mother would send me off to Athens, Georgia, because that's where my grandparents resided, because they didn't want me getting in trouble in Philly. And I used to sit there and my grandfather say, listen, if you're not going to church with me, you're going to finish my Sunday dinner. Mm-hmm. So indirectly, I was learning how to cook. So like I said, God always had ways for you sometimes, and it'd be right in front of your face. Later on in life, I started cooking a whole lot, and people say you should take this serious. And I'm like, no, that's not my thing. Until I realized I really started like making people happy. I like to see people smile. I used to always help my grandfather in family reunions, whether I'm cooking fish or anything else. So I asked my grandmother what was in my grandfather's chicken, and I asked her what was in the greens, and I went to my mom for her macaroni and cheese, and I went to my dad with the seasoning he used to put in his tuna fish. And I mixed it all together, and it worked. First it didn't work, because I'm like, Mom, it is off. But I kept tweaking it, and then I had one of my friends who was from Philly, and I made a cheesesteak in the gas station, and he was like, yo, this is better than home, you got it. And the rest just been history, but I wouldn't be sitting here right now if I wouldn't give this person the honor. Eve, the rapper. Mm-hmm. So
Pitbull in a skirt. Come on now. What y'all really want?
Exactly. 2015, she was shooting barbershop, and she wanted a cheesesteak. And a lot of people don't know, or they do know, that she don't live in the States anymore. So if she was close to a cheesesteak from a Philly guy, she wanted to try it. I waited all day long. She didn't come. Later on that week, she came. And I had payroll, I'll never forget it, that Friday. And I was stressed out. I didn't know how I was gonna make it. And she came in there and was like, oh, the people that's with me not gonna order until I taste it and see if it's official, and I'm gonna let them know. And the way my grills used to be positioned, I used to have my back turned cooking on the grill. So the whole time I'm making her chicken cheesesteak, salt, pepper, ketchup, fried onions, mayonnaise. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it.
Never forget the recipe that started the dream.
I'll never forget it. I was talking to myself. I was like, yo, you never choked in basketball. You never choked at anything. Like, this is the moment. And I gave it to her, and I just watched her bite it, and she was just blown away. Next day, she posted on all her social media platforms. I had 500 people online next day out the parking lot, and only had 3 cases of steak. So Sometimes you can ask for a lot of blessings, you can want these things, but you got to be ready for them. So I tell people, like, if you work on something hard enough, be ready for when that blessing come, because that moment can be gone so fast. It take you years and decades to build you up. But when they say, okay, I've been watching you for a while, it's your time now, go get it, and you ain't ready, all that time is wasted. I wanted to make sure I took care of my moment because I was representing my father.
The beauty in it is that you never blocked your blessings. You were always ready for what came. But where does the name Big Dave's come from?
Well, my dad was a big guy, and they used to call him Big Dave, and I was like, since I'm honoring this to him, it's Big Dave Cheesesteaks. And I think for me, when I get to hear that name resonates all around the United States now, my dad is still alive. My dad died in 2009, and I've been making his name live on since 2014 until now. So for me, it's like I struggled so bad with losing my best friend, not having him there. But when I walk in on restaurants and I see Big Dave Cheesesteaks, I'm like, we made it. Like, we are doing it. We're doing it for generations to come. And this ain't about my blessing. This is about my kids and the kids that's going to come behind it. And I'm not trying to just break financial literacy barriers. I'm trying to teach my kids how to be financial literate. It's two different things. Financial gaining from yourself and you give to your kids and they're not ready to receive it, that's generations down the drain, down the toilet if you don't teach it right. And right now, my kids are going to learn hands-on of what I'm going through, but in the standpoint of not force. I want them to understand, like, they don't have to do these things, but if they watch it long enough, they'll want to do it organically.
Derek Hayes, the CEO, the founder of Big Dave's Cheesesteak, where every meal is a memory of the man for which the restaurant is named for.
I might got to take that tagline, brother.
Thank you so much for joining us.